I live between Dallas and Houston.
So have you met Jim in person?
No.
Okay.
We've threatened each other a number of times, but it seems like when he's doing something, I'm going down and picking up someone at the Houston airport and taking them to MD Anderson. You know,
wow.
There's certain things that they need to do in order for them, and then they pick up the whatever they need, and then they take it home. So yeah, and that's really cool, because at one time we didn't have the FECO Playbook, and I did a bunch of research on that in the very beginning when we first started out on that. So it was really unique because it was real fresh in my mind. When you get old, stuff is not fresh in your mind. It's like only the real the new things that you have been studying, then those things kind of pull into play. But damn, it's been a ride with enjoying helping people, because it's a joy of mine.
So you're actually taking people to the hospital, like people that you meet of online, they're coming in, you're picking them up and taking them to the hospital and stuff?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's like an hour and a half away. MD Anderson, and I don't like Houston traffic. Hey, Jamie.
Hey. How are you?
Good, I'm good. I was talking to Justin. He's right there. Yeah.
Hey, so this session is going to be a little bit different, and we are going to post it on Facebook tomorrow, I think. I'm trying to post it right now, but it is not letting me, so I think I'm going to have to post the recording of it.
They don't let you do live on Facebook?
Well, we're live in the event, but since this is a Q&A, we set this one up not as a webinar, but as a meeting. So as people are jumping on, we can see them on this one. Hey, so that they have an opportunity to, like raise their hand and ask a question. So this one's going to be a little bit different than the other ones.
Cool.
But everyone, it is being streamed to the lobby, so everybody who's coming on can see it, and we will have this for social media later. Hey, Jack. I know Kat is trying to log on right now. We got just a couple minutes before we get started. Hi, Ryan.
Fuck, I got this shit to work.
Hello.
Jack, as I was, oh, you had to mute that. Sorry. As I was explaining before you jumped on, this is set as a meeting so that you can be more interactive. This is the only one that we have that's like interactive with the guests, so that we can do a Q&A, although we are still recording it. So we do have some questions, and we will edit that out and put it on Facebook afterwards.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Ginger. So I've seen Ginger was in one of the last sessions and watched. Ginger, this session is set up a little differently. So this gives you guys an opportunity. You don't have to turn your cameras on if you don't want to, but this gives you an opportunity to ask our team some questions. We're quite knowledgeable. And Jack and, man, guys, Jack and Pamela both have given so many resources to FECO Playbook, both helping with the cookbook. And I'm going to start off with the first question. Jack, your smoothie, can you tell me why you put so many different items in your smoothie and what their purposes are?
Well, the smoothie, so the greens, again, that's sunshine. The nuts, they're the fats that are necessary to make it bioavailable to the cells. And all those ingredients in the smoothie, it's just a very, very easy way to take it
Yeah.
So when you look at the smoothie and you go to the list, the ginseng, the ginger, the hawthorn, the alfalfa powder, Ceylon cinnamon, turmeric, black pepper, bromelain, it's just a very easy way that instead of taking everything separate like that, and so you put it into a smoothie, the tart cherry juice, and you adjust it with the fruit so it makes it very palatable. And the biggest thing that I have found when I have you in my kitchen now, I'm preparing the smoothie right before your eyes, so you get to see it hands-on. And I just look at the people because their eyes are like this going, oh my God. And when they see everything that I'm throwing in, and then when I go, here, taste this. And so they're very reluctant to taste it. And then when they have their first swallow, they go, oh my God. It tastes nothing what I thought it was going to expect. And the reason it doesn't taste like that, so I make the adjustment with the fruit in the tart cherry juice. And the tart cherry juice is phenomenal, just about for every health condition that we have. And you can hide a lot of stuff in that.
Yeah, you can hide it. That's exactly right.
Okay. And so now what it is, because so many people have a problem with the breaking down the foods and stuff like that. So now it's pretty much already been chewed for you in the smoothie. So it's very easy now for the guts to intake all the nutrients. Very simple, very simple. That's why it's just easy. I mean, it's all said and done. It's all over. If I'm talking to you, it usually takes me about 10 minutes while I'm having a conversation with you. If I'm not having a conversation with everybody, because it's already all set up, I like easy and simple. Right? So it's all set up. I'm into the kitchen and out in 5 minutes. And sometimes 5 minutes, that's too much time for people. That's why.
Excellent. I have an important follow-up question because I've dealt with smoothies before, and if I put too much in, it gets like really hard to drink. You know, it's too thick, and it like when I saw your ingredients, it seems like it would get too thick to drink smoothly. And you know, be efficient for consuming. Like, do you have a really good blender that enables you to?
Yeah, I use it. Well, I used to use the NutriBullet, and and that is a very cheap way to get into this to making smoothies. But after 13 years of making smoothies, I was on my 5th NutriBullet, and so finally I bit the bullet and I bought a Vitamix. Well, that changed the whole program. Because the amount of money that I had already spent on the NutriBullet, I could have bought a Vitamix. All right. And so now the Vitamix, that was just a whole entire game changer. It's just like a milkshake now. I mean, it is. And you just adjust the amount of liquid. After you make it a few times, you have it down to a science. You can do it blindfolded. I don't measure anything. I just do one of those and throw it in. And then people go, oh my God, it tastes delicious. But your first one might not because you put too much greens in and all the above. And so you adjust it so you'll drink it.
Yeah, I'll vouch. I drink Jack smoothies and I do it about twice a week. I'll make the bags up so that I'm not having to mix everything. And maybe this is the wrong way to do it, Jack. Don't scold me if it is.
No.
But the first couple times I did it, there are no quantities on the recipe. And I was like, well, there's like 1 Brazil nut, so I know that, but how much of this moringa powder am I supposed to put in? And so it took a couple of rounds, and I put some things in it that he doesn't put in it, like whatever is the fresh fruit that's out. Like I've been using red plums, and
see, the list is just a guideline. That's all.
Yeah. So,
well, how many almonds I got going? Are you kidding me? Just throw a few almonds.
Yeah, right. I know that.
Okay, count 12. 12 put in
almonds.
13 put in 13 blueberries.
Yeah. So I will say though, it looks brown for me anyway, which was a little bit like threw me at first, but it tastes good. You just put the juice in it that you like, or put the fruit in it that you like. And you don't have to put any sugar or anything in it. It tastes good. And especially after the first couple of days, you start to look forward to it because it's filling.
Yeah, it's filling and it gives you energy. You don't realize.
And I have a NutriBullet, and now I'm going to look at a Vitamix.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
I understand. Yeah, do you grind your nuts up first? I grind all my nuts up, put them in a jar, and go that route so that it will be absorbed easier in the small intestines.
That's a good idea. I have them like in a little. I just throw them all in together.
The Brazilian nuts are kind of gooey, so you know, there you go, Jack.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah. So I don't grind the nuts up. It all happens in the smoothie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all happens in the smoothie. I like easy, and if you make it really hard, people just won't do it. That's the problem. Everybody wants easy, and there really isn't easy because you're the one who has to step up to the plate. You're the one that has to actually do it. I can't do it for you. All right. Pam can't do it for you.
I mean, I skipped the asparagus because I like violently hate asparagus, but I put extra Brussels sprouts and I figure it's better doing it without
that's fine. Yeah, whatever. Any vegetable works.
Yeah.
And this is how you look at it. There is no bad veggies, man. They're all great.
For anybody who's in here wondering where to find this recipe, it is on the FECOPlaybook.org. If you click on cookbook. And both of our guest speakers today, Pamela and Jack, have helped with the cookbook.
I also want to throw in how it's kind of a similar concept as using a multi-strain oil for FECO. You're getting a wider spectrum of compounds by using so many different foods. So, instead of just using a lot of one vegetable, by using a lot of different vegetables that add up to a large quantity, you're getting that wider spectrum of compounds.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a similar principle as a multi-strain FECO. So it's interesting how those concepts overlap.
I like, because he will take and use decarboxylated dried cannabis and put that in his smoothie also, which is wonderful because you're getting all different kinds of ways of being.
That's how I start my day usually, and a lot of people are gonna go no way, but I usually put 10 to 14 grams of decarb cannabis in my smoothie. That's how I start my day, with a half an ounce of cannabis. Yeah, that's what allows me to function during the day with all the aches and the pains and stuff that I have. And so then I don't consume any more cannabis again until 6 o'clock at night, and then that's when I get pretty heavy with the oils and up, so I can sleep. So I have my pain pretty much under control and stuff like that just by, I eat an anti-inflammatory diet. And this is another thing that you have to look at. And we got two kinds of food that causes pain and food that doesn't.
Yep.
I eat the food that doesn't cause pain. I used to eat this food. I don't eat that anymore.
Yeah.
Right? It's plain and simple. I like how I feel, and that's just how it's going to stay.
So Jack,
Okay, go ahead.
Jamie. I was going to say, sorry. So Jack, you're mainly eating the FECO. You don't use suppositories or other forms. It's made like.
I use it all, man. I have suppositories. I use it all. I use it topically. I ingest it. I make suppositories. I vape it. I made love to this plant. Is what I did, and the plant took care of me.
Are you using the suppositories every day or just occasionally?
No, only. See, I have bad back and stuff like that, and so when I do something wrong, and then I use the suppositories. I also use the suppositories to help with prostate and all of the above. It's phenomenal for stuff like that, especially for us old guys. We all got prostate issues, right? And that's one of the best things that there is doing cannabis oil suppositories for the prostate.
Yeah, there is. I want to add something to that. Is that when women do suppositories, they don't realize that they have a very difficult time controlling their urine. Whatever it does, it numbs a part of their body that they have to be prepared, is what I'm saying. Is that, yeah. You have.
I had no idea.
Yeah, when you have to go to the bathroom, it's kind of like, well, hey, you've got about 4 minutes, So yeah, and so I take my suppositories in the evening time. And a lot of women can use vaginal suppositories. You get high with vaginal suppository, but that's for cancer of the cervix or any of those things that coincides with that. So yeah.
Well, we had a friend, John Marsh, there that has cannabis oil success stories. I've had a couple of private conversations with him. And when Pamela said, you can do the suppositories in the vagina, and I was having a conversation, a lady had cancer in the cervix and up the tube, and he had asked how far up it was and said about 6 inches, and he told her to go buy an 8-inch dildo.
Yeah.
And put the cannabis oil on the dildo and deliver it home. And then he says it was a couple of weeks later, he got a phone call from her. He says, man, I've never enjoyed taking my medicine so much. But it's just one of those things. You got to think outside the box, people.
You really
You
do.
really do.
That's where the invention, someone needs to invent something like that. Or invent something like, hey, I have something on my back. I live alone. How do I take and put that on my back? You know, like with a Band-Aid or something like that. Someone needs to invent that, and I'll take a small share. Okay.
That's excellent. There was another question. So Jack, of course, you know so much about food. So when people are first transferring out of their inflammatory diets and going to an anti-inflammatory diet, what's like a good starting way to begin to eliminate those negative food items that makes it easier for people who are just getting started?
Keep your eyes on your own plate. Pretty simple. Hey, you pay attention to what you're doing, not what anybody else is doing around you. Eventually, they're going to be in the exact same place. Right? And it is really not that hard. And so a lot of times what I already have is I got some stuff already made out of vegetables. And they said, da, da, da. I said, what's your nationality? And they said, oh, I'm Hungarian. I said, so you like cabbage rolls? They go, oh, I love cabbage rolls. I said, just a second. I go to the fridge. I goes, here, try that. I said, he says, oh my God, it's delicious. I goes, there isn't a piece of meat in that.
Yep.
Really? Well, we've learned how to substitute it, you know, with walnuts, nutritional yeast, cremini mushrooms, and there's the umami. So that's the hamburger that you would use in that, So it's just thinking out of the box a little bit. It really isn't that hard. When you look at it, really, there's not a lot of flavor in dead animal carcass. You put all the flavor on that dead animal carcass. Right? And so just take that flavor. I mean, I can barbecue a flip-flop and you'll eat it. You can make anything taste good on a barbecue. And this is exactly how you need to think. Okay?
Yeah.
It really is. It's not that hard, but we just think it's so doggone easy. Just go eat your veggies and shove cannabis in every hole you got. Simple.
Yeah.
Look how hard we've made it.
I like dipping sauces. Dipping sauces,
Yeah.
It opens up a whole new world, which I have other recipes I need to give to Jamie.
Oh, yay.
I've been eating, so yeah, I got about 6 more of the sauces, which will be really beneficial because it has more avocado oil or those things. And avocado, Jack will tell you, that's part of his inflammatory diet. So yeah.
Oh boy, it's in my smoothie, man. The avocado, I eat them all the time. And because I'm in another country where they're not grown, so we always pay to the nose. But every once in a while, what happens, you get a really good deal. And if I get a really good deal, then I freeze them, and they freeze phenomenal.
People don't realize that. Yeah.
Yes, they freeze phenomenal. Hey, so then I take them, I cut them up to exactly how it is I want to deal with it, and then I just throw them into my smoothie like that. It really is. You just got to think outside the box. Okay, that's all. And because we're all in this box, everybody has these blinders on and doing one of these. And it is really. But when you look at somebody that has had success, you look at the Breathing Works there guy. That guy shines.
Yeah. I like it. Was it Ocean Eagle? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he had so much.
You see it in the people. I see it in you guys. You all glow because it's all about doing the right thing. And this is all why we're here, is doing the right thing. Right
thoughts.
Yes. What you think is what happens. So always mind your thoughts.
Yeah, it starts in your head first.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it gets easier over time. Like if you're steeped in negativity and bad nutrition, when you do initially start to switch over, it is going to be a little bit more difficult. But as your body adjusts to that more healthy way of living, you feel better than ever. Like at first you might feel a little bit worse because you're losing these elements of comfort that have carried you for decades. But then once you get past that hump, you have a new level of clarity. And it's like, how could I have ever, first you think, how could I ever change? And then it's like, how did I ever not change? Like,
Yes.
it just, people just got to take those first steps and then see what the healthy way of life is all about.
You like how you feel. That's the bottom line. Hey, you can't deny the fact that you just start to feel better and better. Things don't hurt as much anymore. You move a little smoother. Hey, your thoughts are a little more clear because you're not thinking about your back. You're not thinking about, oh my God, I got this. Oh my God, I'm dying. None of us get out of this world alive. Nobody does. So this is how you do this. So enjoy the life. It's the only one we got. And we treat our bodies like we're going to get a new one. Okay, so you only get the one. So make sure you keep that engine balanced and blueprinted. Okay, then it runs like a sewing machine. Right?
Yeah, that's
exactly.
What do you guys think about for people that have sort of like a chronic or even just an acute insufficiency? I know right now it's very popular to get B12 injections or to get D injections or things like that. How do you think about like incorporating that in your more holistic approach?
Nutritional yeast has 880% of the B12 that you need.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very simple. Very simple.
And how do you consume that? Just ingest it?
I put it in my smoothie.
Oh my goodness.
Great topping for salads too. Really
great topping for salads. And so that's the umami that I put in my foods. And so it doesn't matter what, like, because no longer in meat here, so that umami. So most of my dishes that I cook, they get a half a cup of nutritional yeast in it.
Yeah.
Everything that I cook gets that in it. And so I no longer have the craving for liver like I did when I had stopped eating all the meat, because that's where B12 came from, to the point that I had to go have liver, and then I felt fine. And 6 months later, I had to go have liver again. And I wanted to date this lady in our first meet and greet. She brought her son. He's 22 years old, never had a piece of meat in his life. And I was telling him what was going on. He goes, Jack, he says, that was your body telling you. He says, liver has the highest concentration of B12. Well, go figure. So our body does speak to us. And a lot of times, you need to pay attention to what it's saying. And there's a reason that starts to hurt. There's a reason stuff is going south. And we all, just because of how we're trained and in society, everybody's worried about losing their job and everything like that. You can't actually go home and try to heal to make yourself better, because you're clock number 24070 next.
Yep.
It's that simple. It's that simple. We're a commodity.
Yeah. Yes. And also that the yeast also, bugs don't like you. Blood-sucking bugs don't like you.
I can attest to that fact. I have a veteran I've been helping for 6 years. And every year he has a birthday, he makes sure that I come. He has this beautiful tree out in the middle of his yard. And I go and sit under that tree, bring my joint and my hash, and I sit there and smoke. Everybody comes over and I sat under that tree for 3.5 hours, and I was never bit once.
Yep, they don't like you.
I go for walks out in the field, and the mosquitoes, I don't get bit, because it's one of those. I feed that to my animals for fleas and ticks.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sold that the bugs don't like you. So do you guys put it on before you prepare the meal, or do you put it on at the end? Does it matter if you cook it or if you don't cook it?
Either way, you can sprinkle it on the salad. You can cook it. It's perfect, no matter how you use it.
If you don't like the flavor, you can go ahead and take and put it in capsules. You can buy it in capsules. Just make sure that you're getting a quality product. And it also
Bob's Red Mill.
That's the best. Yeah, that's
the best.
And I that here.
Yeah.
So with everything you're getting from the food, do you, Jack and Pamela as well, do you feel the need for supplements like, herbal extracts that come in pills or anything, or are you getting everything from the food?
I get everything from my food. So I like spirulina, I buy that. Ginseng, the ginger and stuff like that, I buy that. But most of the stuff I try to grow myself. If I can't grow it, well, I live in the greenhouse capital of Canada. And so the veggies, I go right directly to the farmer to buy the produce. I go to Farm Fresh, And for $40, I can't eat what I buy for $40 in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I share what I buy for $40 with other people because it'll go bad by the time I get to it, eh? And I prefer to eat fresh all the time. So I'm shopping every day, every couple of days. I'm always going to get something because I want fresh. I don't want anything out of a cardboard can or a box, none of that shit anymore, because it has absolutely no nutritional value whatsoever. The stuff that it was cooked in, that's the liquid we should be drinking because that's where the nutrients are.
Yeah.
Okay?
Exactly. The I forgot what I was going to say. Don't make any difference.
It's all good. So getting back to FECO a bit, for people, you know, it's such a high.
On supplements, you want
Yeah,
yes, but
go on, Pamela.
I apologize for interrupting you, but I came back.
Go ahead.
So I take a proteolytic in the mornings. That's one of the first things I do with lemon juice, hot lemon juice, water, and a little bit of maple syrup. I also take melatonin. I take a magnesium through my Celtic salts, which all has a bunch of stuff in it too. There's little tiny things that you can do all day long because your body sometimes doesn't absorb everything that it needs in your supplement. So you might have to back it up and do something else again more in the day. Like I will do almond oils and avocado oils and certain kinds of oils in the daytime in order for me to be able to gather and get more nutrients out of things. Jack does a smoothie, I do too, but I always think that because I have my liver is compromised, there's certain things that I want to be able to add to during the day. And melatonin is a good one. Lisa yesterday spoke about that, and I was like, that was so awesome that she had opened up and had educated me on other things that can coincide with melatonin. And I went,
the
yeah,
ashwagandha root is another one.
yes.
See, the ashwagandha root, that helps the body uptake. And the ashwagandha root and the melatonin, we take that to help sleep. But what it does, ashwagandha, it resets the internal time clock, so you can sleep. Right? It's pretty amazing. I mean, the herbalists, they had stuff going on, and
They
we
did.
just never paid attention. You know.
Oh, we
When the
paid attention and we got lazy, Jack. That's what
Well,
happened.
1937, they went, here's the aspirin.
There you go. That was the
That's
first
what
time.
they did. Here's the aspirin, and that's when shit went south.
Yep.
Because that's all we ever did was holistic.
And what
Right?
is now?
Now it's a crime.
It's white willow. White
Yeah.
willow natural aspirin.
Yes. Okay. And so so when you look at ACAC tea, you know, sheep sorrel and all that, it's just 4 ingredients. It's natural.
Yeah.
Right? And what does ACAC do? It boosts your T cells. Okay?
Yep.
Helps the body detox. It helps to do all kinds of things. And so this is all stuff that has been here forever, that has just been slowly removed. Just been taken out of the picture.
Yeah. 15 minutes in sunshine rather than sit in your house all day long. Give yourself some sunshine every single day.
And some grounding.
Grounding. Well, I do that all the time. But yeah, I thought about that the other day. It was people getting some dirt because they live in the city. How else can they can't ground. They can't really, the grounding has to do with the magnetism that's in the earth also. So it's all together. It's everything that goes with that. And it's like, shoot, when you live in the city, that's so difficult. I immediately, it was kind of like, I did a little bit of grief for people that live in the city because they can't do that. It's just such an opportunity to be able to recharge your.
I grounded my vegetables this year. I did an experiment. So in all my raised boxes, I took long pieces of bamboo and covered them in copper wire, and I stuck them in the 4 corners of the box. In one box, I didn't do that too. The other 4 boxes, everything was 3 times as big.
Oh, Jack, that's awesome. I know. That is so cool.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I'm in the garden, I can't believe what I'm seeing here. And all I did was just stick these copper wires in there. So can you imagine what that does for us? That's a vegetable that it did that to. Now think about if we're in that state all the time. Yeah, it's pretty incredible if you just start to pay attention, eh? It is.
That's alien stuff, you know?
So you can do all this healthy stuff. So many people are led to make these changes because of a sickness, and they might get better because of it. But what happens if you go back to your old patterns after you beat your disease, but you go back to what led to it in the first place?
Oh, Jack gets that one.
Okay. So the cancer had come back for me because they didn't change anything. I just took 6 grams of FECO every single day for an entire year. I felt okay, but then the cancer came back because I didn't do my part. About 3 months ago, I met with a lady, and she had success. She had gotten all clear. She had estrogen positive breast cancer. They had given her a few months, and so okay, she got all clear. And once she got the all clear, she went back to the old lifestyle.
What kind of oil did she take?
She took she was taking, we were giving her a 4-to-1 and a 5-to-1, eh? 4 parts THC, 1 part CBD, 5 parts THC. Well, she's dead now.
Yeah.
Cancer came back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
When it comes back a second time, man, it's got its armor on, because when it come back with me, boy, did I have to fight. I fought very hard, because now first it was my bladder, now my prostate was involved, and then one of my kidneys was involved, and then I was sent to have my bladder, my kidney, and my prostate removed. And I'm just so thankful that guy was so busy. So in the meantime, I found the missing piece of the puzzle. It was the smoothie. That was the only other thing that I changed, is I brought the smoothie in. And I just went online and I started to read, what do I need to do? What do I need? I need to be alkaline. I'm acidic. I need to be alkaline. And so this is what happened. And this is going way back in the FECO Playbook. And so I had the Bacillus clementi given to me, which is the tuberculosis virus. That's what I allowed them to inject in my bladder. And so my body stimulated my bladder was supposed to stimulate an immune response. And the liner was supposed to fluff and get a new bladder lining. Well, that's not what happened. I broke out into this rash.
Yeah.
And I saw 3 different skin specialists, and everything. No, it had nothing to do with that. And I'm saying, when they gave me the BCG, I said, this is what happened. So again, I goes to another guy in the garage. And I come to find out, Samuels was a lady. I always thought it was a guy that I was talking to, and it was a woman that I was talking to. And so this is what happened. I showed him the pictures, and this is what he said. He said, oh my God, Jack. He said, those are acid burns. Everything touching you is burning you like acid. The water you're washing in, the clothes that you're eating, the food that you're eating. He says, you're so acidic. This is why you had cancer. So I'm trying to measure my pH. Well, my saliva, it doesn't even register but you can't change your blood pH or you're going to die. That's what happens. All I was doing is changing the environment in here. This is the environment that had to change in order for this to work. And once I got everything, the ball rolling, all I know is, boy, I'm onto something now. And so here it was, that rash. I had that for a year and a half. I drank that smoothie, it was gone in 9 days. Yeah. That's when I went to Cannabis Oil Success Story. I said, hey, anybody got this rash or anything like this? Hey, this is what this is. And then lo and behold, and it's like, yeah, like I'm not a doctor, but I had to do it. And all of a sudden the light just comes on. I go, wow.
Yeah.
And it was just, there really is no miracle here happening. It's you doing it.
Yeah. If
you got enough courage to step out of the box and have a little faith in all the tools that the Creator gave us.
You know, when people came to Cannabis Oil Success Story site, which right now we're like 188,000 people strong, it's worldwide, that I had gathered more information from people there of what they were doing I mean, there's some people that they don't know crap, but what they were doing. And then there was some people that were educating other people. And I think that I plugged into so much information. It was information overload because there was so many people out there that are sick that really want to know about FECO. And they're totally clueless of where to begin. I mean, clueless. And
the deer in the headlights.
Oh, yeah. It's a deer in the headlights. That's exactly right. They have no idea. And their doctors have already ruined the patient, has totally ruined them. And they're all burned up. Have so much toxins because they're not eliminating. Hey, doctors haven't had a 3-hour course in nutrition. So, of course, all they're going to do is push their drugs. And I don't know how anybody could actually want to be an oncologist in the first place, because I just can't see where someone could be sold on something like that in the hopes of being able to heal somebody. It's and we've come a long way. Huh?
It's barbaric.
It is. However, I don't want to say I've helped people. I want to say that people listen to some of my suggestions, and anytime that someone comes back and says that I have really helped them, that's what keeps me going. That's the drive that I have.
You can't buy that feeling.
Yeah, you can't. And no one can tell you what that feeling is about. It puts a lump in my throat.
Yes, we're all here to share that critical information so that people can heal the best that they possibly can, and we don't need to keep dealing with all this sickness around us. I do need to wrap things up here because the conference is continuing, but this has been such an amazing educational opportunity, and you both are available through Facebook, through the various groups, and this is just the start of an educational campaign for our viewers, not the end. So we're all family here, and we're going to keep working together to educate people to maximize their health.
Our next session should be starting any second now. It is purpose of terpenes in natural sources. If you guys want to log into the next session, that should start any second now.